like to join me, honey. Maybe you'd like to join me right now.
I was thinking about doing an entrance.
Good morning. It's the Todd and Erin
Not yet. I
morning
don't think
stream.
we're talking.
You're live.
Oh, and talk.
Good morning. It's the Todd and Erin morning stream here on GetPartDaily.com. It is November 1st, and everybody is in their post-Halloween sugar coma. Why would you do that to me?
Because the kids can't have it.
No, I'm not joking. When I came home with Zoe last night, there was literally a candy.
Get
I
out!
Licorice too. Her candy bucket, she had one of these, this size,
Yeah.
literally full to the brim. She's like, we should keep going. I'll just run up and get the candy and then bring it back to you and you can hold it in the bucket. I'm like, my arm is sagging from the weight of your bucket. We're going home. And not that I don't disrespect that, because as a child I would have done exactly the same thing.
Right.
But really, at a point you gotta go, no, we're done here.
Thanks for joining us on Facebook, by the way. Kathy wants to know, why is Todd's face wet? Because I like to wash my face with eye drops every morning, because I'm not good at it.
You know, you've done this for a couple of weeks now.
It's
Why
like,
is this still such a challenge for
I
you?
have no idea. Because it's icky, and I don't want to do it. It's like that.
Okay,
All right.
I'm here for you.
All right. So this morning,
Whatever.
with so many things, I am so disappointed in these Survivor women.
Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, and it
know.
is sad. Did you know that iCloud is actually tracking all of your cleavage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little
That's
bit.
disgusting.
And Ryan Reynolds has some troubling and unusual advice for everyone dressing up as his Deadpool character last night.
Is it chafing is an issue, perhaps?
It's a long story, but let's start with something that's actually good news. They arrested that scumbag in the University of Utah shooting. This was really scary for us because our house is literally like almost across the street from the U. So even leaving our kids home yesterday was rough, and nobody would have gone trick-or-treating last night if he'd still been loose.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was, yeah, it was scary. But guess who ID'd him?
This is what I totally love.
A librarian. Not that I'm like, well, they shouldn't do anything. Like,
Yeah,
no.
but they always have
she
to-
was like, got him.
Austin Boutain, excuse me, tattoos on his face and his little annoying shaved eyebrows, and he's now in custody with that incident, 1 p.m., and he was bright because he was even bragging about the fact that he had aimed at another woman and was planning on killing her too, so that's great. He's a wonderful guy. The most important thing, though, is that they that he and his wife were wanted for a homicide out of Colorado, which is why they were camping up near Red Butte Gardens.
Right.
He has been captured. Everything's good there, which makes us all very happy.
I listened to the University of Utah press conference yesterday. It was really emotional. The president of the college, the different representatives from the student body, really emotional, and we're all paying tribute to the victim.
This is my alma mater. This is my school, and so it's heartbreaking. But Chai Gao he was a really cool kid. He came here. He did a mission for the LDS Church. Great, and everybody who talked about him talked about how kind he was.
Yeah.
I mean, exceptionally across the board. He's from a native of China. His family is flying here now. University of Utah is flying them over and trying to do everything they can to help him and make him comfortable. Lori McDonald said she didn't know Gao. She was the dean of students, but she'd spoken with all of his friends and associates so that she could talk to his family and kind of say, this is who your son was to us, and he matters. But he was really engaged. I mean, it was very moving because he loved being involved in stuff. He loved volunteering and helping out on campus. It's so sad because he's the parent. His parents, he was their only child. He was the star. So
He had been here for a year, I think. Mm-hmm. And he, by the way, the police did a great job. They were all over this. They were. I didn't know we had that many people, and that many police officers.
well, it was a multi-agency thing because I
everywhere.
guess I guess the U Police called and said we're going to need help, and it's like literally every
Everyone.
city just boom, everyone was there. So that's the nice thing they did. They worked so hard and they worked so fast.
And they went up to protect the hospital and the college.
The thing that was moving is they had all the students on lockdown, and I was talking to a couple of parents who live by us, and the kids didn't know what was going on either, and there really wasn't a lot of access information online.
So
They were shouting questions out the window to the police, going, "Can you just tell us where we're at now? What's going on?"
All right.
I mean, so it was a really emotional night. But
In some colleges, they have and maybe they do. I don't know, but they have a
text alerts.
Text alert.
I'm sure they do, but not everybody's on the network.
This is true.
But Chai Wen-Gao, thank you for being so amazing. We are so sorry we're so sorry to your parents and the people who loved you. And there were so many of them. And that's the thing that was so moving to me is that people just flooded it with messages. And there was one guy who says, Chai, when I saw the news, I didn't want to believe you were the one that was gone. When we met at the church 3 years ago, the smile of your sunshine and your approachable smile forever meant so much to me. Friend, I hope you're all right in heaven. All right.
And we'll be back right after this.
Okay. Actually, let's just go on. I'm okay. We can talk.
All right.
Let's talk Halloween. It was very fun. We went to a neighborhood party, and we lived on a street that was mostly older people that basically had grandkids and stuff. This is brought to you by Brio Technologies, by the way, your lighting and sound experts. And but there's like then this boatload of new kids that have moved onto the block. And last night after the party,
Yeah, all
as
the
you were
old
out with
people are
Zachy-
dying off. I mean that in a good way.
No.
Not really.
There was like this gang press of kids. It was really funny. It was
Right,
like this
right.
gang of kids, like 40 kids, and they were
Right.
like moving in clumps like you saw in the Peanuts cartoon.
Right.
And it was hysterical because the parents would open the door and everyone's used to like 3 kids and they're like, ah! But it was a great
It's
night.
so funny to watch a neighborhood turn over, you know. And I'm dying off. I was kidding, but
Yeah, I'm sure neighbors
moving
will be
out,
happy to know
moving
that.
out or moving out and going someplace else or whatever. And these houses that people have lived in for 30 years, and all of a sudden there's a gaggle of kids. Next thing you know, there's bicycles in the road, and it was like, whoa, wait a minute, when did this happen? Next thing you know, people are going crazy. Lemonade stands everywhere. Swings are going up in the front yard. It's really kind of cool.
All right, well, I did an audition video for Zoe because I'm like, okay, we're going to, this
Audition?
this is how paranoid I was. I sent her to the first person and I said, we're going to practice your trick or treat.
Oh, go to the trick or treat
And
door.
your please and your thank you. And
Yeah.
then we're going to review the video to make sure that you've got it down. The reason why is last year there was some,
Hey, wasn't that a little?
there was some excitement last year and we forgot some of our basic manners. And because I'm shallow and I want my child to always appear well-mannered in public no matter how she behaves in home,
Right.
she's always well-mannered. So anyway, here's our audition video from last night.
Audition video.
Audition video.
Practice.
For trick-or-treating.
All right.
It was pretty important to me to make sure we got this one down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have that?
Make sure you say please and thank you, all right?
Wait, is this the door?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they've gone to a lot of effort, so you just have to find the doorbell now, huh? Because that's a big freaking door. Make sure you say please and thank you. Here comes a witch.
Hello, hi. Do you have a bag, sweetie?
She's just grabbing it by hand tonight.
Here you go. Sorry, this spider web is going crazy.
You know what? That's a good investment, though. I'm telling you. This
Can
looks
I give you a
amazing.
glow stick? Okay.
Thank
I love
you
your
so much.
costume. Thanks.
Did you say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
see you.
Good night.
Could you hold
What'd you
this?
get? Very cool. And a glow
Touch
stick.
it and
You rocked it. Do you want to light the glow stick so you know where you're going? Okay. She watches the video with me and she goes, "Are you happy, Mom?"
Wow, that's ridiculous. You practice with our kid?
She wouldn't wear her ears. I was very sad.
Well, it's not for you. It's for
She was
them.
a leopard. No, it really is about how I look as a parent. Let's be
Oh.
honest. No.
I can't believe you practiced.
She did very well, as we can all see now, so that was good. But she didn't wear her ears. I was so
It's
sad.
not for you.
I
It's
wanted
for
her to
them.
wear her ears.
Calm yourself down.
It's not the same. Anyway, so I
We
hope
only
everybody had a safe night and it was fun and everybody liked it.
We
And
only had like 6 kids.
it's a difference with like a street makes because we used to they must have bust kids in
They
from
were
Wyoming
delicious.
at our old place because literally a block away now we're on a busier, steeper street and we get nobody. That was sad.
Yeah.
Did you tell them to take big handfuls? Because I did buy a big bunch of candy just in case. You never want to be that mom that runs out, the one that sucks and then like closes up at 7.
Next thing you know, you're giving away toasters,
Yeah, there's some pressure.
some
Yeah.
socks. Here's some socks. I know they're used.
It's like Christmas. It'll be great.
Next year we'll wash them.
All right, it's funny. I didn't realize this, but Deadpool was one of the top 5 costumes for adults this year.
Did I see?
And Deadpool's like 2 years ago. I didn't know that it would still be this hot, but
For adults, for kids.
adults.
It's an R-rated movie.
Well, that's why it's popular for adults. I wouldn't let my kid dress up as. But it was pretty funny. So someone actually, this woman tweeted Ryan Reynolds, of course, who played Deadpool. He was the title character. And he says, my son's ready for Halloween, full body picture of the kid. She goes, only question is we're not sure how he's supposed to use the washroom. And
Oh, go in
so
the bathroom, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds retweeted her and said, "Everybody knows the Deadpool suit is also a toilet. Get it together."
What?
I'm sure the mom's like, "Thank you. That's
Oh my God.
not even remotely helpful." So there you go.
All right, so
You know.
let's talk about Walmart.
What has this been this week, by the way, about?
Walmart.
Anyway, go on. Explain the story.
So police were sent to Walmart and they saw 3 people acting kind of weird.
Isn't that pretty much everybody at Walmart?
Upon
Including me.
looking into the vehicle,
Yes.
they saw paraphernalia for drugs. Opening up the vehicle, they found a mobile meth lab. Now,
Well,
if you've
there you
seen
go.
if you've seen Breaking Bad, an RV, right?
It seems like there is a fair amount of paraphernalia that goes with, like
Right.
a fairly wide array
Beakers.
of
Beakers.
elements that are required for this.
Yeah. They did it in a 2-door Cadillac.
Was this? Well, those are wide.
In the back seat of a Cadillac. They had
I'm
a
thinking
meth
there's
lab.
not a lot of ventilation there.
Let's take a look and see if they look like meth people, shall we? Oh yeah,
I never
Yeah.
would have imagined that.
didn't see it.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, the sores on the face are because they can't
You know,
stop
the sad
thinking.
thing, she could be a really pretty
They all
person,
could be really nice people.
but they're not.
They've lost
in
their
this
way.
case. I hope they get it back because
Listen
that
to
looks.
me. Listen to me. They have lost their way.
Well, no, but it's true. They have. Hopefully, they will get some of their IQ back and not do mobile meth labs anymore.
Maybe they will take their loveliness and not hide it under a bushel.
Maybe they will let it shine.
Let it shine.
Do you remember singing that in primary? And it's like, "Let it shine."
Gives me the creeps.
I sang that for Todd once. Hide it under a bushel. Oh no!
Oh, no.
And he was paralyzed with horror. He just sat and he looked at me like this, like I had just like suddenly like sprouted tentacles. I'm like, it's a primary song.
Where I grew up, you don't do hand gestures with songs.
Well, children are very excited when they can move with their music, Todd. Maybe the primary system was just more caring and inclusive.
It was one of the biggest adjustments I had when I moved to Utah back in 1980. Was going to Christmas at your mom's house, and we all got together, and I thought, okay, this is kind of fun. And then all of a sudden, a violin came out, and then there was an oboe,
That was the
and
late
then
90s.
a trumpet, and then next thing they couldn't stop performing. It was amazing.
It's a performing culture. That's why they always do so well in the national dance shows because
I
everybody
had-
here was trained to perform from like birth.
It's like you can't help it. And when I say you, I mean us. Yeah, it's just, anyway, yeah. Meth lab.
You're just jealous because
at
my family's talented. Oh wait, it's our family now. We're married, isn't it? You're just jealous that our family's talented.
More than I know. All right, so coming up, what do we have? Coming
Alrighty, coming up, we've got to go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She's got a lot of local stuff going on today. It is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you still deserve to get your credit back on track and a reliable auto. Call them at 801-921-9819. Also by Columbus Travel. This is the month to totally start booking for the cold winter months. They're coming, you know it. And they have a weekly newsletter that can give you some screaming last-minute deals. Just go to ColumbusVacations.com and you can sign up there. Also by All Utah Plumbing. Going back to that freezing cold weather again, having your furnace go out like on Christmas morning really sucks. So maybe have John and his crew come in now and make sure that your heating system is all ready for you. You can reach them at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my darling, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making headlines Wednesday, November 1st on GephartDaily.com. The man believed responsible for a deadly shooting Monday at the University of Utah is behind bars, thanks to an observant library worker in downtown Salt Lake City. Police say a librarian at Salt Lake's main library spotted a man matching the description of the suspected shooter, Austin Butane. The librarian first saw Butane as he stepped off the elevator and quickly called security. Butane was arrested a short while later in a third-floor bathroom. He was taken for questioning to the U of U Police Department and ultimately booked into the Salt Lake County Jail. Police say Butane and his girlfriend are also wanted for murder in Colorado. A University of Utah nurse arrested after refusing to illegally provide police with a blood sample from an unconscious accident victim has reached a settlement with Salt Lake City. In exchange for $500,000, Alex Webbles has agreed to drop her lawsuits for unlawful arrest against the Salt Lake City Police Department and the University of Utah. Webbles' story made headlines worldwide when body cam video of her heavy-handed arrest was released to the public. Webbles says she will use part of the settlement to fund an initiative helping people gain access to body camera videos. And the suspect in the 1988 murder of Spanish Fork resident Peggy Sue Case has been extradited to Utah. Michael Cuffrin was arrested in Illinois back in July, not long after police discovered Case's remains buried in the basement of a Utah home she once shared with Cuffrin. Case was reported missing in July 1988, and she was last seen alive leaving a party with Cuffrin, who was her live-in boyfriend at the time. Time now for your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you today by our brand new spanking sponsors at Brio Technologies, Utah's leading audiovisual experts. You can expect high temperatures in the upper to mid 60s heading into the weekend under mostly sunny skies. Nighttime lows will hover in the 40s and chance of rain is about 10%. That's all for now. For more local headlines 24/7, go to GetPartDaily.com. And for now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, so hanging. Oh, by the way, the nurse who got $500,000. Good for you. That's $250,000 a cuff,
Good.
right?
And I hope it was taken out of their salary.
They have no salary.
Not anymore,
One
because
doesn't
it's
work.
all going to her.
Yeah,
Good.
nice job.
Good for you.
Don't arrest nurses.
Nice nurses who were trying to do their job.
Right.
Well, not even the mean ones, but especially not the nice ones.
The mean ones we love too. I've known a couple of those.
They usually loosen up. So
That's the one who says, this is going to hurt like a bee sting. And I'm like, I hate bee stings. And it hurts that much. Anyway, I was hanging out with John from All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air yesterday. They are going crazy. They still have some rooms if you need to get a hold of them and have them come out. Furnace inspections. And what's really nice, $65, and they go in and they like crawl inside your furnace. They check gas pressure. When's the last time somebody did that? Not to you, to your furnace. They check the combustion chamber, make sure you're going to be safe so CO2 doesn't take your family out. All these different things are waiting to help you out, and John is the guy to do it. So just go to allutahplumbing.com or give him a call at 801-652-4755. Did you know it's a free taco day? You didn't know, did you? No purchase necessary, free taco.
This is pretty cool because they had a taco cart at the party last night, and I was too busy to eat any of it. So tell me more.
Taco Bell, free. Steal a base, steal a taco. One of the Astros stole a base, and that was the deal with Taco Bell. Nationwide, between 2 and 6, free taco. No purchase necessary. Just walk in and go, taco.
Free taco.
I think that's cool.
That's pretty nice.
What's the other thing I realized?
I wonder if they have their chocadillas ready yet, because you could pick up a chocadilla at the same time. That's the one we told you about, where it's like a taco, but it's got like Twix in it, or
That's
it's
disgusting.
Okay. You have no taste.
What do they call it?
A chocadilla.
Chuck-a-hurla.
No, you've got a nice little thing.
You're gonna hurl.
You're biting into it, and you get the little crunchy cookie, and the chocolate's oozing out. That's fantastic.
Online, someone was bragging that they got an iPhone 10. I don't think they actually got it yet. I think they're still waiting for it. Then the report came out that how many times have you broken the screen on your regular phone?
I think it's really more like how many times.
I've done 3, and 2 I did with my butt because I'm toned.
This is why I use an OtterBox.
And
Come on, honey.
If you are a person getting the iPhone 10, a replacement screen is $265.
Are you kidding me?
So
Are they making it from massage chinchilla
quarter the
glands or what?
A quarter the cost of the phone because
No,
they're
really,
1,000.
They better be making that out of like some sort of diamond-plated material then, because $256 for a piece of glass this size.
The softer your tush, the safer it is for your phone because it gives when you sit.
That seems brutal, but
On the
okay.
phone.
Sure,
All right,
whatever.
you want to tell me something good?
I will tell you something good. This is amazing. They actually sort of called it "Rising from the Ashes," which I thought was
Rising from the Ashes.
was a rather poetic turn of phrase. It was the Santa Rosa Police. Now, God knows this whole
right.
community has been through everything with
Fires.
the wildfires and basically taking out everybody's lives. And the police have been working every shift nonstop. But they were thinking about this, and they were like, what's going to suck is none of these kids are going to have Halloween. Because this is a kind of a shell-shock group. A lot of them have lost everything they had. So they put out a call up and down along California, and they said, "This is what we need. Can you help us?" And
Costumes.
They got cases and cases of costumes and decorations and candy. So they started going around. They said, "Look, we're going to do a little party here at a couple of the police precincts. Please come in, grab costumes if you don't have any. Moms and dads, if you don't have any candy or you're really like, you're out of money now
You
because
don't have a
everything's
house.
gone.
Right.
Stop by, get some candy and some decorations. Let's just." And so people were like,
that's so
that was
cool.
so cute. There were a few people who literally their houses burned to the ground. They put their vans and their Prius is in front of their house. And
Trunk or treat?
yeah, and they decorated instead so the kids could go through and still get the candy.
That is cool.
And then they'd go to the houses that, were still standing and they got some too. But look how sweet they are. They were the nicest people.
That's cool.
And so
Good thinking about the little details, by the way, for the kids.
Well,
And keeping things normal.
you're right,
for
because
them.
it's that one thing, and Todd and I have done Halloween parties down at the road home before too, because it's like that one. It's like the kids' holidays, their big thing.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they go without it, and it's kind of like they don't belong anymore.
And they go back to school, and everyone's talking about their Halloween costumes and their candy, and it's like they had. I don't know. It's a big deal. I think anything that makes that kid structure stay the way it's supposed to is so huge.
Yep.
So coming up, this is pretty cool. Please want your help in identifying a. Well, they don't have a facial identification.
They
but
have
they have something you can identify
Oh,
for a bank robber.
before we do that, we should tell you thank you very much. A lot of people have entered for the giveaway at Christopher's Steakhouse.
Oh yeah, thank you. Now we went to the most luxe steakhouse we could find in Utah, which obviously is Christopher's Prime Steakhouse, and said, "Would you like to do a weekly dinner for like 4 of our dearest friends?" And they went, "Sure, why not?" They're reckless, we know. Anyway, all you have to do to enter to win dinner for you and 3 friends at glorious, have an amazing dinner, talk and laugh, enjoy yourself again. Just go to all 3 of our Facebook pages or any one of them. You can go to Get Part Daily, Get Part Approved, or you can go to the Todd and Erin Facebook page. Just drop a comment on today's show, and you are officially entered.
All right,
It's
we'll be
embarrassingly
back
simple.
with the police looking for. Well, you'll see. It's coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Utah Credit Approval. Bad things happen to good people, but repair your credit and find the car you want at Utah Credit Approval. Just call 801-404-7201. Also by Columbus Travel. Sign up for their weekly newsletter today for some screamingly good last-minute travel deals. You can do that at columbusvacations.com. And also by All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. This is the perfect time to check out your heating system and make sure that you're ready for the cold winter months ahead. Go to allutahplumbing.com. And don't forget 24-hour service.
So, Jeff, you do mortgages, right?
I do.
How do you do?
Well, you go to our website, 4minutemortgage.com, fill out the application. We'll call you within 1 business day. The whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
We went to the bank
They got really personal.
and went through all of our personal records and all of our finances.
And then there was that little deal about the $8,000 closing costs.
Took like 4 months.
That's funny. That's funny.
All this candy on the thing was the terrible, terrible idea.
It was okay until you found the Heath bars. Now you're in trouble. Ooh, is it the chocolate crunch?
Don't. Now I have to stare at them the whole show.
You're the one who put it out. It's your fault.
So what's the deal with the ashes?
This is like the worst thing ever. I'm sorry, but it's like of all the things that can happen to a grieving family. Kim Goodsell left a crematory here in Murray, carrying a small wooden urn.
Right.
Inside were the remains of her brother.
Right.
He passed away in Stockton, California earlier this month, and after traveling out to say goodbye, Goodsell had arranged for the California crematory to send her brother's remains
Yeah.
to Utah.
Very cool.
And they'd asked for a couple of locks of hair
Yeah.
to
Yeah. And so
make into lockets, which was
Right.
great. So when the remains arrived last Friday, she discovered that the crematory had sent her the wrong person.
Oh no.
Now,
This is
I want to be
not
completely
good.
honest. I was not sure how they knew that until I went back and they explained it. It was all sent over to the Jenkins Safi Funeral Home in Murray, and she wanted to transfer the ashes into an urn that was designed to grow into a tree. I've heard of this, and it's really very
it's
beautiful.
very cool. Yeah.
And also so she said, could you get the little extra package out that's got my brother's hair?
Right.
And so the funeral director, Roger, took a look around. He said, I don't see anything here.
Oh, no.
And so Kim's like, wait a minute, this can't be right. So
And
she
this
goes,
happened in California.
yeah, she goes, give me the paperwork. So she's looking through it and she goes, this isn't my brother. This is someone named
I'm not
Brian.
needing to laugh.
Now they had already
But some stranger's going to grow a tree.
transferred all of his ashes into this special urn, and they had handled
Yeah.
the remains. And
Right.
she had cradled it to
Oh.
her arms.
Well, everyone
so-
needs some love.
They and it was called a Bay Area crematory, which to me sounds very much like a Bay
We're
Area
not liable for
crematoria.
being sued.
Yeah. And she goes, so she called them and said, we've got a problem. This is for someone named Brian. My brother's name is Kevin.
Right.
Apparently the remains she had received should have been shipped to New York City.
Oh.
She says, it's unbelievable. She says, I can't even put it into words. There's so many emotions that run through you, but none of them are good. I'm like, oh.
So
Kim. So the crematory offered to refund the cost of services and then ship the remains overnight to her home in Taylorsville. When she asked them to pay for the shipping, they said, no, you're going to have to pay for the overnight shipping. It seems she goes, I don't even have my brother, and you're squabbling over
Wow.
the shipment fees. So
Yeah.
the funeral home here said, we'll pay for that. Let's just get her brother, okay? That is just like, so she said she did get the remains on Monday, and she goes, but I still have to wonder, is this really Kevin? And you kind of wonder if
I have nothing to say.
it's just it's so awful that it's just,
The police are looking for someone.
oh yes.
And I don't understand this because I don't have, I didn't read the story. Is it a bank robber?
Police are in Brookline are asking for the public's help in identifying a bank robbery suspect. The woman is wanted in connection with a robbery
Okay.
last Thursday at the Bank of America.
Well, banks have security.
Anyone who recognizes this woman is asked
Okay.
to contact police. Now, you may say to yourself initially, I don't know who that is because she's wearing sunglasses.
Right, it's not the sunglasses.
As you may notice, there's a few
Yeah.
identifying
Yeah.
characteristics.
Maybe that's where she keeps the gun.
You could keep an AK-47 in that,
Pretty much,
sweetheart.
yeah. Yeah.
So if you recognize any portion of the suspect, please would
Any
ask you.
portion? Is that
Any-
what you
Any
said?
portion of the suspect. Police would like you.
There's a lot of. Can we look at it again? Just. Oh. Thanks. That's enough. All right. So if you see anything down at the Pussycat Lounge, you can, you can do that. You okay? You know, in some cases they wear wigs. In this case, it's very distracting. Very distracting. Okay.
Call the ocean?
Whole Foods is hiring. Amazon bought them,
Isn't that cool?
and they promised they would lower the price so you don't have to pay $18 for a chicken anymore. I don't shop there.
I shop.
I'm not dissing them or anything.
No,
but
I absolutely love them. I would love to shop there. I mean, they landed the mothership at Trolley Square in Salt Lake, and I'm like, but yeah, I can't afford any of it. So every now and then I'll go and shop there, but it's beautiful. I would love to go there.
And
more.
who doesn't
So,
want asparagus water?
I do. Shut up. It's fresh pressed.
And you walk in and they beat you with kale. They just hit you in the head with it. And,
It is absolutely wonderful.
it's
So
way
I'm excited about
expensive.
the lower prices.
I'm
though.
the one who does the shopping in the house, and we'd have to sell kids.
Yeah, but they're doing lower prices, and we really wouldn't miss Zaki that much anyway.
No,
Come on, let's think
we're
about this.
No, it's $18 chicken, please. Anyway,
No, but
across the
this is
United
cool.
States, they're going to do. They're going to hire 6,000 people. So Amazon is on the move. If you also remember, Amazon is that person who's thinking about delivering your groceries. If you think about that, Amazon's
And they're also the ones thinking about putting their second headquarters here in Salt Lake City, for which we all say, would you do that, please? That would be great. Please. Thank you.
I would like my groceries delivered, please.
And by the way,
Thank you.
I was wondering about this, and maybe it's conspiracy theorist, but I asked a friend and he went, I think that's logical. He's a financier
What's that?
in real estate. You know how we just placed third in the nation for commercial real estate investment?
Yeah.
And they were like, that's really weird. We've never seen a city your size ever placed that high. We've never even placed in the top 10. The rumor now is the reason is that because Google's already purchased the property.
What?
So all of the bid process
That
is
can't
like,
be true.
that's the rumor.
Oh, you
And they said that's
set
what,
me up for heartache.
they said that's what knocked it off the indicators.
All
It's
right, so
because
let's say they did. Where would you put it?
probably not up past the airport because apparently that's where the prison's going.
Right.
You know, where the ground's sinking.
Free workers. I think north. Kaysville, Clearfield area.
I'm trying to think of
Not
what's
in the
developed.
valley.
We
The
can't
valley's just
go
like-
east,
Yeah.
but going west, you're trying to think where they could go. Maybe by Tooele?
I don't know.
Part of the thing is the stabilization issue of the Great Salt Lake. So you would have to perch it between Utah Lake and Great Salt Lake to keep it out of the.
We don't know what we're talking about.
We're very sorry.
We're very simple.
My brother's a real estate person, and he's probably staring right now, going, "What are you even talking about?"
Has this already started?
What?
The terrible thing that starts during the holidays?
People who are going to hell.
Yes.
People who are going to hell.
Why are they going to hell?
Are you
this
ready for
time?
this one?
Yeah.
Okay, you probably heard the story. We all did. Marissa Harris. This is awful. This is the Virginia woman who was driving, and this boy jumped off an overpass, 12 years old. He was trying to kill himself, which is horrible. This boy jumped off and landed on her car and killed her instead.
Right.
Just the saddest, most awful story. So, in any case, she died at the scene. The boy was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The family is heartbroken. She had graduated from Marymount University in Arlington, amazing girl. She was studying clinical counseling, and the sad part is her father said she had studied so she could help troubled children. I mean, the tragedy of the irony of this is just awful. And here's where it gets worse. A couple of their neighbors said, "Hey, we donated for the funeral costs. We just want to let
what?
you know." Donated for the funeral costs.
Oh, that's nice.
And the parents went, "Where did you donate?"
Oh, no.
And they said, "Oh, well, on your GoFundMe page."
Oh.
They went online to GoFundMe, and there were 4 separate accounts for Marissa Harris going, "Help us with the funeral and the burial costs, please." And there's, we really need the help. And it said all these things about, we don't have any money at all, and anything would help. And between the 4 pages, they were already up to like 15 grand. So they had to contact GoFundMe. This is a grieving family, and say,
And GoFundMe goes in and shuts them down.
yeah, it says none of these are ours, none of them.
Right.
And they found 4 other websites. They ran a Google search. People are following. So what people are doing now is they're following news stories.
National
They're
news.
finding ones that are particularly tragic and attention-getting, and they're putting up fake accounts for it. So number one, though, I want to know why GoFundMe doesn't have a better vetting process. Like, don't you have to send any kind of proof of or ID that
Right.
it's like your family member or something?
I don't know.
Because to me, that would seem like sort
See,
of
here locally, they'll set up a fund at like Zions Bank.
where you
Or
are
credit
required to issue identification.
Right. And they go in, they set up an account for you, and it's all tracked, and it's all legal, and they safeguard it.
I mean, that's just astonishing. So, GoFundMe actually put out this statement. They said campaigns with misuse make up less than 0.1% of all campaigns. Okay.
That makes me feel a little
Sure.
better.
It's important to remember that our platform is backed by the GoFundMe guarantee. For additional information on the GoFundMe guarantee, please visit GoFundMe guarantee, which is nice. But how did 4 separate accounts slip past them then?
They're just learning.
I guess. But it's like, so number one, I guess the only thing to learn from this, and the parents specified this too, is like, make sure you know where you're donating. Make sure that it's actually going to the family. And that's upsetting though, because I would figure if I'm dumping money into GoFundMe that it's,
Yeah.
so that's why those people are going to help.
I just thought of something.
Yes.
There might be something familiar. Can I see the bank robber again? I'll wait. Because you know what I think? I think she looks like... No, that's not her. Okay, just checking. Don't hurt me, okay? Don't hit me either. All right, coming up, we're going to be talking about a beauty pageant contestant, and she actually delivers some really...
It was the entire beauty pageant, and it's incredible.
That's coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Did you know that you can qualify for a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600? Just go to fink-mcgregor.com for more information. It's mortgages made simple. Also by the Vein Clinic. There's several excellent varicose vein removal procedures, but you need to find the right one for you. You can do that by scheduling an appointment at theveinclinic.com. and also by Black Diamond Heating, Electric, Plumbing, and Air. Black Diamond Experts, they also have a brand new office open in Ogden. You'll be glad you called an expert. BlackDiamondExpert.com.
Apply today.
And drive away.
It's the Morning Mountain Cab.
wait, hang
It's
on one
brought to you
second.
by Brio Technology.
There's one thing she's not going to spend money on from the bank. Let's move on. Beauty pageant.
You're really doing Hooter jokes right now.
Sorry.
Who are you?
I'm a 6-year-old with no remorse.
All right, we're gonna change gears just for a minute because this is actually really, really cool.
Okay, I wanna
Miss
hear this.
Peru. Now, Miss Peru 2018. This is a lot of beauty pageants have come under fire, and I'm torn on this because I participated in beauty pageants. My sister participated in beauty pageants, and that's how we made
They're
money.
not
for
beauty
school.
pageants. They're scholarship programs.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yes.
the movie.
I know, I loved Miss Congeniality.
Yeah.
But in any case, I mean, no, we got a lot of scholarship money, and it was good. That's one of the reasons we did them, so we could go to college. But they've come under a lot of fire recently, and for obvious things, is like, is the only thing you're doing is objectifying the body? Are you doing false impressions of the standard of beauty?
They don't do a lot of math.
And it's very true. I mean, there's some valid reasons there, but it's pretty interesting because Miss Peru came up with something that I thought was freaking amazing. They used the event to highlight the plight of women and girls in their country where gender-based violence goes largely unpunished. So in a round where contestants are initially expected to like give their measurements, like their hip, waist, and bust size,
Or juggle.
which is sort of nauseating, and like
Baton twirling.
no, it's where they're walking in their swimsuit. It's the swimsuit competition they're walking, and the commentators will go, "She's a 60." Instead of giving the measurements, this year they asked each one of them to come up with a statistic about gender violence in their country.
Oh my gosh.
It was freaking amazing. So as each girl came out, she was saying 26% of this and this go unpunished.
In India.
And in this court. No, this is in Peru.
In Peru.
And it was incredible. So they actually spent this moment to try to raise some awareness and highlight some issues. And afterwards, they asked the new Miss Peru that they said, "What did you think about it?" She said, "We were all so excited."
Oh, that's cool.
She said, "Every one of us like sat there and studied really hard. Like we wanted to make sure we had the right one, and everyone compared notes to make sure that they weren't stepping on someone else's statistic."
Right.
But they took this incredibly seriously because it was so important to them to make sure. This is the first time I've heard this too.
I know.
That
I
they
haven't heard this.
represented. Because you've always heard they've had different causes. Miss America talks about that a lot.
World
but for
peace.
them, they said we wanted to make sure we represented all of our women.
That is so nice.
And I was like, that is freaking genius. I was like paralyzed with admiration.
It's really interesting because they've really lost favor in the United States.
Well, they have in a lot of countries.
I mean, that at first it was on network TV, and then it went to cable, and now it's like on the Cheese Channel, and it just kind of. But that's a nice twist.
I thought that was gorgeous. So congratulations, Miss Peru, and congratulations to the pageant sponsors because that was really cool. I mean, I'm impressed. Okay, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgage is made simple. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you will find out you can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Let Jeff and his friends take care of you. Just go to think-mcgregor.com. Also by the Vein Clinic. I'm so excited I'm getting a procedure there. Theveinclinic.com. You want to learn more about the amazing things they can do now with varicose veins and with all your spider veins. You can have legs that look beautiful, like nothing had ever happened. Also, Black Diamond
like
Experts.
what? Like okay, never mind.
No, varicose veins it's like a roadmap of it's so nice
Of your life.
It's so nice to have them gone. Black Diamond Experts, they are experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. And by the way, they have a new place up in Ogden. You can reach them at blackdiamondexpert.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Good morning, Todd and Erin. Hello again, everyone. Here's a look at national and world news Wednesday, November 1st on GephardtDaily.com. Police in New York now say 8 people are dead and almost a dozen wounded after a man drove a truck onto a bike path in Lower Manhattan Tuesday. The attack was carried out by a 29-year-old Uzbekistani man who came to the U.S. back in 2010. Police said he left notes inside the vehicle saying he was acting on behalf of ISIS. The suspect was shot and wounded by an NYPD officer but is expected to survive. It's the deadliest terror attack in New York City since 9/11. A new court filing Tuesday is revealing some interesting info about former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort. According to the filing, Manafort has 3 U.S. passports, each under a different number. This year alone, he traveled to Mexico, China, and Ecuador with a phone and email account registered under a fake name, and there's some concern he could be a flight risk. Manafort was arrested Monday on charges of money laundering and conspiring against the United States. It's all part of the investigation into the Trump campaign's alleged collusion with Russia in the 2016 election. And anyone planning to buy legal recreational weed in California next year had better be prepared to shell out some green of their own. Turns out the state will be levying a 24% tax on each ounce of pot that's sold, in addition to a 15% excise tax. Add up the various local taxes being levied on growers, and the overall tax rate hovers at a whopping 45%. Californians voted to legalize marijuana for recreational use in November 2016, and licenses to grow and distribute the plant will start being issued on January 1st, 2018. Critics say the high tax rate will only fuel continued sales in the illegal pot trade. That's it for now. For more local headlines from across the country and around the world, go to GetPartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
I am heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. I'm just heartbroken.
Why are you heartbroken?
Because of this story. You know, I love stories of survival, right? You know, the MacGyver thing, and the guy lived and he survived in the wilderness or something. Remember the 2 women from Hawaii with their 2 dogs on their 50-foot
Oh, we
sailboat?
talked about this all day because you were so excited for them because they had a year's supply of food and they had water filtration.
So they could drink seawater and not die, and their dogs, and they had all the food.
I have to be honest, I was a little surprised they weren't found sooner.
5 months.
Because they were, but they were on a path. They were intending to go through to Fiji, but they ended up in
Tahiti. They're going from Hawaii to Tahiti.
But they ended up in the slipstream for Japan. But that's a fairly robust shipping route.
It was 5 months. It was 5 months.
That's a fairly robust shipping route.
So my mind is going.
That...
I'm going like, okay. So every day they woke up and they said they called on the radio every day, and no answer. And I'm all excited about this because I just love the fact that they're out there. Then the Coast Guard steps in. They said they went through a size 11 typhoon. Meteorologists didn't see any storms during those 5 months. They also had all their electronics working, and they didn't use them. And then their survival beacon, which goes on automatically if it gets wet. But manually you can flip it on, but they didn't.
They didn't have the survival beacon on?
They didn't trip it. They didn't turn. There's a switch, you kink, and it goes on, and then people fly in, they go, we got you, and you're like, thank you very much. We've been lost for 4 hours.
If you want to lie about something like this, at least do a little homework so you kind of know what people would actually do. Because that doesn't sound like they made any prep at all to make this look realistic.
To lie.
Well, no, it's like that guy, though. This happened, a couple of years ago? That guy who said, oh, yeah, I've been lost at sea for 47 years.
Right.
And he had that dynamite muscle tone, and they're like, really?
How'd you do that?
How'd you maintain that?
Yeah.
Well, I was lifting weights in the raft with the fish.
Marlins. I was doing presses with marlins. They said they were surrounded by tiger sharks, and the guys, the biologists go, they don't travel in groups. I'm sorry. They don't. They're loners. I'm so disappointed.
So they lied about everything.
Everything. And they don't know exactly how long they've been out, but now they're talking to their friends because they'll end up having to pay for the rescue.
Good, they should.
And that's like a big thing because a merchant boat found them, saw them, and they called the Coast Guard.
That's a big deal. They should.
So electronics were all working. The engine still worked.
And they said that had swamped and it was dead.
And then they said that the mast pulleys had broken and stuff. Evidently, that was true.
Probably because they broke them. Yeah.
Probably a bad maintenance. That's I hate this.
So why wouldn't you be bright enough to at least
what's the
sabotage
purpose?
The stuff you lied about?
And then they said they went to an island that was uninhabited. Oh, it's got 2,000 people on it. And then they said they couldn't find a harbor that was deep enough for the draft of their boat because they have a big centerboard, and they all were deep enough. Were they going to make a movie or a book or something?
I'm sure that's what they were thinking, is we're going to sign off the book rights and look at all the attention we're getting. This is
Right.
great. And we're all in all the national shows. Everyone thinks we're heroes.
They should have said they had 3 dogs and they ate one. You know, if they're really going to go down there and commit to this, they really have an extra collar sitting there, a little flower and a candle going. It's very disappointing.
That really is, though. I don't understand the point of hoaxes like that. Because it's too easy to catch people out now. I don't think you can be smart. I mean, the Coast Guard's fairly bright. They do this a lot. So it's not like they don't know when you're not being honest.
And they
with
pull
them.
up and look at your boat, and they go,
Yeah, they try to examine it to see what went wrong.
your
Maybe they can
batteries
learn
still
from this.
work,
And,
your batteries still work, and where's the year's food?
you know, they
Why you still kind of, you got some curves on you?
you know, they know stuff like this. It's really actually kind of hard to fool them.
That's what they do.
Because they're really good at it. Todd's cousin was a Coast Guard, an incredible rescuer. He did incredible things, and it seems very insulting to me of all the times he risked his life to save people, and these women are like, yeah, you know, run their turkey leg. It was terrible. I was terrified for my life. Could you pass me some of that horseradish sauce?
Benching those marlins all day.
Why are you even doing that?
I don't know.
All right, so anyway, we're sorry that one turned out to suck.
Yeah. Okay, so a guy goes up. Well, once again, somebody with balloons launches themselves into space. That's coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Go to fink-mcgregor.com for mortgages made simple. Because they're a broker, they have a number of different options they can offer you. Just go through a 4-minute questionnaire and someone will call you back by the next business day and get you on your way. It's fink-mcgregor.com. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Utah Credit Approval knows that there's sometimes the bad things happen to good people and that credit may be hard to repair. But you can apply today and drive away today with Utah Credit Approval. Just call 801-404-7201. And also by All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Go to allutahplumbing.com to schedule a check to make sure that you're ready for winter. And don't forget, they have 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Look
It's
at all the gorgeous
November.
red. That's so amazing.
Oh.
Okay, first of all, our mountain cam brought to you by Brio Technologies, your experts in sound and lighting. And of course, I wanted to brag on you just a tiny bit about Black Diamond Experts. Reason why I like Black Diamond Experts is because these are the kind of guys that are licensed, bonded, and insured. When they come to your house, you feel comfortable about letting them in because they know what they're doing. And you feel, you know, you can trust them. Now, there's another reason you can trust them. I have been through this with so many different services where they said, the cost is going to be this, and then when I get the bill, it's something else. We've all been there, right? Where there's like a handling cost or a widget cost or a last minute, I dropped my pen cost and had to buy another cost. And so you end up paying more and you feel cheated. Even if the job was done right, you still feel cheated. Well, with these guys, when they say, here's our bid, and you say, okay, great, here's the job. They do the job, it's great, you're happy, and they hand you the bill. It is exactly what they said it was going to be. So these are the guys that you can trust that they're going to do what they said. Now, this is one of the reasons I really like them. They have a brand new place up in Ogden, so they're even closer for you in Weber County should you desire them. And it's really funny. I actually ran across one up on Tomahawk yesterday when I was hiking. I said, hey, how you doing? And he said, oh, it's fine. I'm just taking a lunch break, and then I got to go back in. I said, what are you doing? And he goes, basement, sewage. I went, how can you even eat? And he goes, oh, because I do this all the time. BlackDiamondExperts.com.
All right, so I am going to tell you a heartwarming story.
I'm ready.
You ready for a heartwarming story?
Yes, please.
Did you ever, when you were a kid, did you ever strike out and become an entrepreneur of anything?
Yeah.
What did you do? What?
I wonder if my mother's watching. Probably not.
Thanks, Mom, for the support.
I ran a black market candy, a candy business out of my elementary school at Wasatch. Candy, of course, was strictly forbidden, but there was Lloyd's Market just around the corner.
Right.
So I would go at recess and I would slip through a hole in the fence. I would go to Lloyd's Market. I would buy the candy.
Right.
I even had like an inventory sheet where you could select what you would like.
Nice.
Then I would come back and I would pass out the contraband candy and collect my money. This went on for 6 months until my gym teacher caught me.
What grade?
5th.
Yeah, I did that with booze.
Oh man, I thought I was so so bad.
Kidding. When I was in the 6th grade. Kidding.
Oh, thank God. I was about to go.
You've seen the kids on the corner, though. You see lemonade stands and stuff, and there's this
I always
little
try
girl.
to. I always try to stop
I
at
do
those if I
too.
can. And the lemonade's always going to be horrible, but
It's
like,
going to be warm.
yeah, but you have to. You have to
to.
do it if you can. So I always try to
do it.
stop.
So this girl in Bakersfield, California, decided, I'm in. I want to play. I want a bike. And she worked it out with her parents. She said, if you make so much money, we'll kick in the rest, and you can have a bike because bikes are outside and it's good for you.
See, this is a great thing. She's learning the value of money.
That's true.
She's earning herself, and then
Right.
she's getting support from her parents. This is beautiful.
She's serving people. She's preparing something. So a lot of win-win, good teaching moments here. And then the state came in and asked for money for a business license.
I beg your pardon?
Of course they did.
Tell me you're kidding.
No. They came in, they said, hey, listen, we got this thing you're going to have to pay for. It's a couple $100 for a business license.
My bike's only like $69, sir.
At
Are you
Walmart.
serious?
Yeah.
Didn't they send them like a threatening letter, like they're going to shut down the lemonade
They took
stand?
a screenshot off a Facebook page.
Now look how cute this little girl is. She's freaking adorable. There's Mom. Mom loves her.
They're sitting in leaves. They can't even afford a couch.
I love Gabby so much. She really is sweet.
After paying for the permit,
Look at this adorable
they're
child.
homeless.
And then she sent out a little notice. She just did something like on Facebook saying, "Hey, my daughter has a lemonade stand. If you're in
by.
the neighborhood, okay." And it's like a little notice on their local Facebook
Here's the
page.
problem. Here's the major
Look at
problem.
her little face.
Here's the problem on this. And that's all terrible. But here it is. Someone complained.
You mean they found out because someone complained that the child was running an illegal lemonade stand?
Someone complained that they were selling lemonade.
What is wrong
What
with
are you,
you?
North Korean? What is
Really? You were offended that a child was selling lemonade?
Why
They got a complaint?
don't you go kick a hummingbird? A wounded one at that. Complaining about a lemonade stand. Some people need more things to worry about.
You know, I would classify it as people who are going to hell, but it's not even that. It's just like, you're so awful.
It really is.
It's like the "you're so awful" award. It's like, why?
Can I see your phone for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Face down. My phone. Face down.
Why?
Because there's that problem that is going on. I think you have the story.
Give it to me. It's right there.
Is this one?
Yeah. Well, Chrissy Teigen, who I adore,
Yes.
she's one of my favorite models because she's just really funny and she's fun and she doesn't take herself really serious, like I'm so hot.
Good.
But she did this
Do
really.
that again.
I'm so hot. But it was really funny because she was on Twitter and she was kind of she was trying to find a couple of things.
Right.
And she was like, okay, there's this one bra picture I wanted that was really cute.
Something
'cause
she modeled.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so she typed in brassiere in her
Right.
search of your iPhotos.
Yeah.
She goes, there's a category for every bosom or cleavage shot ever taken of you. She goes, I never had that category.
Whoa,
I didn't
whoa,
even know
whoa.
it existed.
Whoa.
iCloud identifies everything with your cleavage or basically women as our, and categorizes it in a full group for you in a photo stream.
What am I looking up?
Brassiere. If you type
Here,
in
you do it for
brassiere,
me. Do it for me.
if you type in brassiere into your iCloud account.
Don't, by the way, don't stop that back there. This is not a cleavage show. We're married. I can do this.
Well, this.
It's not like you sent these.
I don't wear anything particularly low cut, so it's not like it even had much to pick from. But it's like, are you serious?
Wow.
I thought that was hysterical.
No, it's not. It's scary. Think about this. Google just decided what picture it is and what category it should go in. Do they do that with everything?
Well, here's the interesting thing. She said typing food will get you food, but if you type in
Oh, excuse me.
the name of the male genitalia, it does not send you to those.
Well, it should.
And if you type in boobs, it does not send you to boobs, just brassiere.
Brassiere.
And then she goes, then strokes beard. I mean,
So
that's so weird.
So the picture I take of food, it's going to set it and put it in a food category.
Yeah, so if you look up food, it goes right. That's right there. There's your food.
Scarier than. What if
Thank
what
you,
if
Chrissy.
there is a picture of you with cleavage eating food?
Then the internet explodes. Pretty much.
That is
Especially
scary.
if you're as hot as Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah. Open enrollment.
Who knew? Go take a look at your iCloud account. I'm not joking. Okay. I feel for everybody.
I don't understand this because I don't understand the whole insurance thing, where it's going and what it's doing. And are we okay with insurance for ourselves?
Yes, we are. Okay.
Health insurance?
Yeah, of course. Here's the thing. If you're going through open enrollment, this is the month. And a lot of people are trying to jump in, especially if you've got pre-existing conditions, because everyone's confused. Like, so President Trump signed something. Does that mean this is altered? Or we know that they're going through what they call health insurance reform. Does that mean that? So at this point, this is what they're saying. If you are confused, open enrollment begins today. Okay, and this runs through December 15th, less than half the time period of previous years.
Okay.
So you don't have that much time to jump on it, okay? And this is really important. There is open enrollment where you can go to an insurance company by December 15th and they have to take you. It's important. Federal advertising and navigator funding were slashed this year. It was cut by 90%. So navigators are people who help you through the process of trying to buy
So
it.
less people know about
Yes,
this,
and so
basically.
people who get, like Take Care Utah is a group of nonprofits that helps you
Right.
figure this out. They don't really have a lot of the profit anymore. We're down to just 2 providers here in Utah that you can go to, but everyone has a choice between them. Last year we had 4, but this year there's only 2. But on the bright side, there's 2 different ones you can go through. U Health Plans, which is basically expanding their coverage because everyone else seems to be dropping out. So they said, okay, we can expand ours.
All right.
And so it's just important to know that Molina and U-Plan are your only 2 right now. Insurance
Say that
rates.
slower.
U Health Plans and Molina Health Insurance. Those are your 2 choices.
And if they want all the information, where do they go?
Here's the last thing, sticker shock. They're going to jump 39% for premiums.
Is there anybody who doesn't have a pre-existing condition?
At this point, I don't think so.
I have a lobotomy, and I should be covered. Does anybody not? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people, but if you're taking high blood pressure or anything like that, that's pre-existing.
I know for a lot of people that get mad and they're like, I don't need it, I'm in my 20s. You just do not know what is going to happen to you. You just do not know. And the point is if all of us are on the program, it buoys it to make sure that we're all taken care of. And
You know the interesting
it's
thing?
harder because you don't have as much choice and you don't have as much time, but these are your choices and you do have a little time right now. You got 6 weeks, so please jump on it, please.
The other thing is I was talking to a couple of our friends and they're in their 20s. Here's the attitude will kill you.
Are you going to be mean to millennials again?
No. Oh, you're the one. I'm not mean to them. So the deal is that I said, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do with no insurance? What happens if something happens? Number one reason for bankruptcy is medical bills.
Yeah.
And they said, well, just go bankrupt. And they had it all figured out. And I said, do you realize that some procedures you won't be able to have done without insurance? Because it'll cost you $250,000, say a major heart thing or something like that. They will not do it for you because you don't have insurance.
You get basic life-saving care.
Basic life-saving care.
But yeah.
So I'd put that off-road mountain bike away and save yourself some money.
You're the one that you spent $1,500
Right.
on, and that's why you can't afford. I am such a mom!
You
Oh my
are
God,
a
did you just
mom.
hear me?
Let me join in. Get off my lawn.
Oh, I'm horrible. I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Since this is a show of being outraged, may I?
At least wear a helmet. Can I say that? I see.
She says that all the
I see
time.
20-somethings going down our road all the time, and they're not wearing helmets, and I'm like, please, I
At
am
like
a mother.
40 miles an hour.
I'm begging you, and I know they're braced for me to yell at them or something, but I'm like, just please wear a helmet, please.
And don't hang it off your belt, by the way, if you're skateboarding.
We've seen that.
Yeah, that's...
Put it on your head.
Well, the stupidest
please.
thing is you could have a helmet and not use it.
All right, my mom moment is over.
Okay, very good. Get
Deep
off my
breath.
lawn.
I'm sorry.
I would like to be outraged at this point. Again,
Why?
you started this.
Is this the outraged morning show today?
With that and cleavage. Rocky Mountain Power sat down and negotiated something with the solar companies.
The
putting
solar industry was
panels.
exploding because everyone's like, that's great. I can lower my costs. And wow, I mean, it is great.
I think the deadlines today are at the end of the month for you to sign up for this. And if you sign up, that means that you cannot have any increases billing-wise from Rocky Mountain Power
And you need to
for
explain.
3 years.
You need to explain this, though.
Okay, so the power comes
Ah, God, it's the whiteboard.
This was a previous project I was working on. Okay. There's two. That's two different kinds of solar systems. All right, so this one, you have your power lines, and they go off and they go to the place that makes the power place, and then they go to your house. A little chimney and a door. And then the power goes to your house. But before it goes to your house, it goes through a box. That's the box right there. Here's a bigger version of the box. And what the box does is it uses the power it needs for your home. And then when you're not using all that power, you send the power back to the power company.
Now, to me, so far, this seems like a win-win.
It is, because Rocky Mountain's always complaining about the fact that the infrastructure costs too much. And so they would have to build more power plants, and that's really so expensive.
And
really
now they
cuts
wouldn't
into the
need
profit.
it. Yeah, you wouldn't need it now because you've got all this wonderful option with all of these homeowners who wanted to go more green.
Here's the problem. If you don't make the deadline, they're going to start jumping your charges, because I think right now it's $15 a month, even if you're self-contained. Even if you could cut the wire to your house. And
They still get to charge you.
And they get to
'cause they
raise
have
it
a wire.
anytime they want.
So basically, in essence, they are punishing you for having solar power.
Yes.
By charging you
Yes.
more higher prices.
Yeah,
for
and
it.
the lobby, I guess, for solar sucks because you guys didn't do it.
Well,
I'm really upset with you.
They don't have the money that the industry
It's an
had.
industry.
You're remembering also that they signed this bill at midnight on the last day of the session, the Utah State Legislature. I'm sure that was a coincidence.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you drive a Prius, give me $2,000. See how that works?
Isn't that interesting? So anyway, if you are planning solar, please do it before the deadline, which I do believe is the 13th or the 23rd. I'll look it up to be sure.
So get insurance and
We are the parents today.
we are.
We're the parents.
We are the parents.
I'm the parent now.
All right.
Didn't we used to be the reckless ones? No.
I used to be a pirate. I was a swashbuckler. Now my foot hurts. I have a bone spur.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know. You're right. You're right. It's a weird transition, isn't it?
We're the parents.
Yeah.
I'm like your mom.
That's kind of gross.
Not yours.
Oh, okay,
That
that's
would be
better.
weird. Miss Virginia is lovely. I don't.
I think it's every 2 or 3 years. It's like the swallows coming back to Cappuccino. What?
Capistrano.
That too. There's an idiot out there who decides that they're going to tie balloons to a lawn chair.
Remember the movie Daddy Deck Chair? It was about the first guy who tried that.
Do you remember the movie Up? Mm-hmm. All right, so here he is.
He was a helium expert in Up, though.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Look at that.
Now, the first guy, what they did is they'd bring a pellet gun, and when they wanted to go down, they would shoot some balloons. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it?
I'm sure nothing could go wrong with that.
All right, so let's
That
run.
looks amazing.
Let's run the history on this. In 2007, Kent Couch attached 105 helium balloons to his lawn chair and flew 193 miles over 2 states at an altitude exceeding 12,000 feet.
Did he have an oxygen tank with him?
No, that's not high enough. It's around 35,000.
That's true.
Luckily, there's no planes that hit him, which is nice.
Because I'm pretty sure they didn't check in with the FAA. That doesn't seem like they would.
I now take it in 1982, and a daring truck driver named Larry Walters rose to an altitude of 15,000 feet and drifted for 15 minutes across Southern California, and then he landed in some power lines. All right, so what are the chances you're going to hit a power line? What are the chances?
Ironically, better than you think, because they're kind of like that net as the wind is pushing you, and they're that. It's like getting clotheslined. It's there, and
Here's the funny thing. This guy does it for charity.
they're the adventurous, right?
Yes.
No, they say that they come up with interesting stunts
The
because they want to
adventurists.
save people from the horrors of modern life.
Right. And so what they do is they go out and raise money, and they do all these cool projects with it.
I think that's really fun. I still want to know how he got down, though.
We've seen a guy float in balloons. We've seen a guy, and they tethered him like a kite.
Which was for the best, yeah.
it's just not. I
I
don't
thought
like
it looked
heights.
amazing. I would have loved to have done that. Well, yeah, but I liked parachuting and you didn't, so that's the difference. But
I did it once.
so you can say you did it. You did it once.
You know, it's
You didn't like it, but you tried it, and
They
that's
didn't
all.
warn-
It's
they
like
didn't-
what we tell our kids: just try it.
That's carrots. This is jumping out of a plane. It's like a lot different. One can kill you, and the other one makes you queasy. That's totally different.
I had total fun.
All right.
parachuting.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Do you want some candy? We got tons of it. Where are you going to hide yours? Where are we going to hide ours?
You know, I literally did not think I could be out candied, and I saw Zoe's full bucket last night, and I really was like,
Do you have any Reese's?
she had all the full size candy bars. We
They-
hit every house. We
They
milked them.
will be gone by the time I get home. All right, so thanks for watching Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GetBarDaily.com. You guys have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow to annoy you, and thanks for watching.
Maybe we'll be less parental tomorrow.
No.
Is there? We can start.
Less cleavage, though.
We can start telling you.
Okay.
Are you making sure that you're paying your bills on time and you have a
Right.
401k? We'll
Sit
start
up
working.
straight. Chew your food with